Hello, this is Brandon Leon with SunCal Real Estate Group. I'm here with Zach Finley of Finley Termite and Pest Services, and I wanted you to get the information firsthand and really learn what a pest inspection actually is and what to expect at an inspection and the type of reports and things like that. So Zach, first of all, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I wanted you to explain to my clients, what is a pest inspection?
So it's interesting. Our industry calls it a pest inspection. Some refer to it as a termite inspection. By definition, it's a WDO report. It's a wood destroying organism report. And so we are not looking for general pests when we're out there.
You're not looking for rats.
I have a pest control company, and so I can address that and talk to the consumer if they're there and let them know, hey, you have some paper wasp or you have some rodent droppings. But the purpose of a pest inspection / termite inspection is really to look for wood destroying organisms. So we're poking, looking for dry rot, looking for fungus, and we're also looking for wood destroying organisms such as termites, subterranean and drywood termites, and then we're looking for excessive moisture sources. So inside a house, we're going to be looking at water stains. We're going to run the plumbing, make sure there's no leaks or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think that's important to know that, because there's even been some of my clients that believe that I have a rat problem, he needs to fix it, and that's not necessarily the case. So I'm glad that you talked a little bit about that. So let's say that you go out to inspect a property. What does that look like?
So when I'm out at the property, I'll get out there with my clipboard and diagram out the house. And then what I'm going to do is go around low and just look for any kind of dry rot, any kind of excessive moisture, look at faulty grades. We don't want any of the water coming towards the house. We want it diverted away. We don't want any earth to wood contact around the side. And then also we're looking for any kind of signs of subterranean termites tubing up. And then also I'll have a probe stick. My probe stick is about 6 feet tall and extends out about 12 feet, and I'm 6 feet high. So I can get to about 20 foot high in the eaves, and I'm just going to probe around all the eaves, your rafter tails, fascia, some roof sheathing, and just kind of make sure that the paper, the composition roof or the tile roof is not bleeding through and damaging anything on the eaves. So we're looking at the dry rot on the siding, we're looking at dry rot on the eaves, and we're also looking for signs of any kind of termite activity around the outside.
Perfect, perfect. So you do the inspection, then what happens?
So what we'll do is when we're out there performing the inspection, we're looking for Section 1 items, Section 2 items, and possibly further inspection items. Section 1 is any active infestation or infection of the wood. So that would be if they have termites, if there is dry rot, those are all Section 1 because it's active, it's bad. Section 2 items, I always like to refer to them as buyer beware items. So if you have a faulty grade that hasn't caused damage, or you have a plumbing leak and it hasn't caused damage to the false bottom underneath the sink, those would be good examples of Section 2 items, kind of buyer beware items. Further inspection items are things like the garage. Maybe there's just a bunch of stored items in the garage, or there's a locked door, or there's no access to underneath. Those would just be further inspection items saying, hey, I wasn't able to see it, we want to come back out. In our report, it details everything out. So you'll have a finding, you'll have a recommendation to correct that finding, and it'll say whether it's a Section 1 or Section 2 item, and then there's a work contract attached to that report that itemizes each thing with a price on it.
So talk a little bit more about the price and how that's calculated.
Yeah, so when we're out there, what's nice with Finley Home Services, with the termite and pest control, where I'm small, simple, I'm local, and we keep our overhead really down. And the reason I do that is so I can turn those savings back over. Me and my team can turn those savings back over to you, the client. Usually we're about 10 to 20% cheaper than all the other termite companies out there because we keep our overhead down, and ultimately, turning those savings back over to the customer.
Perfect, perfect. So after you do the inspection, when should they expect a report back?
So usually when you call our office, we're usually about a day or two out to get out and perform the inspection, and then we have a 24-hour turnaround on a report. So if I go out on a Tuesday, by Wednesday around noon, you should have the report in hand. And also keep in mind, we do free competitive bids. So if you've already had a report done, or you're representing a client and the report was already generated by somebody else, keep in mind we do free competitive bids. We'll go out there with that termite company's report, verify or unverify those findings and recommendations, and then give you guys a price. And like I said, usually about 10 to 20% cheaper.
And that's also good to know. Anytime you can save money is...
Absolutely.
I love saving money.
Yeah.
Great. So let's say that somebody wanted to call and schedule a pest inspection with you. What's the best way to do that?
So the best way to do that is you could call our office at 916-741-BUGS, and that's 741-2847. Once again, 916-741-2847, or you could email us at info@finleyhomeservices.com, and we'll jump on it and get that taken care of for you.
Perfect. And one thing I wanted to add, I think what makes him different is his hands-on approach. He's out there actually doing the inspections day in and day out. And I think what's also important is that he answers his phone and answers questions. I have questions for him. I'm learning new stuff every single day. That's not my expertise. But if any of my clients had any questions that they needed answered, you can go ahead and give him a call. So how would they get in contact with you directly?
So I'll give you my direct cell phone number. That's 916-833-3239. And yeah, Brandon, you're right. I mean, anytime, I know you guys work nights and weekends and holidays and all that. And so if you're ever out with a client, instead of you answering that question, pass that liability on to me. You know, just say, hey, let me direct you to my guy, and call him direct. And when they call me, I don't have any problems. You guys handed my cell phone number out, 916-833-3239. And I'd love to help your clients out.
Perfect, and thank you so much for that valuable information. I really hope that you found it valuable and choose to work with Zach Finley and his team. So thanks again.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.